Hey y'all, so I wanted to share something with y'all that's been on me pretty heavy since I spoke about it this morning. I got my house cleaned earlier by a beautiful lady named Ayana. We connected on a very deep level. It was quite crazy, and that's another story for another day. But she has a company called Blissful Cleaning, so highlight her if you need her services. Amazing. And we were talking earlier, and we were talking about, I was sharing some of my sermon with her from Saturday, and my sermon was just about a lot of things, but basically like one of the aspects of spiritual warfare that we don't really see as spiritual warfare is community and accountability. And I know that may not be like those two words overtly written in the Bible as aspect of spirituality or the armor of God, but when you dig into it, God gave us community and friends and trusted friendships to support us through this walk. I say all the time that spiritual warfare, whether you want to engage in it or not, is taking place regardless. So you better just get on board and start to engage in it and change your life with the grace of God, and with the power of God and with the authority of God, right? But anyway, so we're talking, and I was explaining to her how important it is to have trusted friends and community in this. I hate when this thing does that. In this community to help you. Through this war, because you cannot do it alone. And that's actually one of the plots of the enemy, the ploys of the enemy, is to get you isolated so that he can deal with you alone without anyone fighting on your behalf, right? And it came to me, and I mentioned that on Saturday, and I totally forgot in the Bible, and I should have looked it up before I did this video, but it's either in like Numbers or Deuteronomy, somewhere around there, when the children of Israel and Joshua was leading them out, they were fighting the Amalekites. And so, to my belief, and anyone can correct me if I'm wrong, but just follow the plot of the story, is that God told Moses that if you keep your arms up when they're fighting, they're going to win. And whenever his arms come down, they're going to start to lose the battle. And so at a certain point, Moses' arms were getting tired. And so the children of Israel and Joshua and his army were losing the battle against the Amalekites. And then Aaron, Moses' brother, and her is a man, H-U-R, they were holding up Moses' arms when he got tired so that Joshua and his people can fight and overcome and defeat the Amalekites. And that just shows us from a much larger scale how powerful having trusted friends is in this walk. There's going to be times when like staying on the straight and narrow is hard, or you get weary in your well-doing, and you're gonna need some friends who say, hey man, keep going, hey, the Bible says this, hey man, come over, let's do a little Bible study, or hey, let's go out to eat, whatever it is for you, right? But you're gonna need people who are on the same path as you, who believe the same things you believe, to encourage you during your hard times and to really hold you up, and not just like hold you up in your prayers and their thoughts, but to come to your aid sometimes when you're feeling weary and you can't get out of bed, and that depression and anxiety or what the situation is eating you up and you can't even face your day. You're going to need someone to hold you up physically, hold you up mentally, hold you up emotionally, and sometimes hold you up financially, because that's how real this life is. And so that just came back to me, and I wanted to share it, that a big thing of spiritual warfare, fasting, yes, praying, yes, going to church, yes, Bible study, yes, but community and trusted friends. You're going to need someone to hold you accountable, to say, hey girl, you're bugging out. That is not of God, and that is not what God has called to do. You are better than that. God has bigger plans for you than that. Come up. You're too low. You're bugging out. Like things like that. You're going to need friends to talk to you like that. That's spiritual warfare as well. But you have to make the decision to invite those kind of people in your lives, because it's not always easy to have people who hold you accountable. Like, even, you have your gym friends and your gym buddies like, hey, and your diet, you wasn't going to eat that. So, that stuff gets uncomfortable. Like, you tell the people to hold you accountable and they say, hey, what you eating that for? You start feeling some kind of way. Like, yeah, I invited you in, but not too much. It's the same thing. Hey, why are you watching that? Hey, why are you doing that? Hey, why are you going there? Why are you dealing with him again? You said you were done. Things like that. It gets uncomfortable, but that's where the real work is done. That's where the change takes place, when someone knows. So you have to be real enough and authentic enough and vulnerable enough to invite people in, to tell them where you are and where you want to be, so that they can hold you accountable. So that's it, and that's all. Moses, man, Aaron and her, they held his arms up, and Joshua and the children of Israel were able to win and were able to go to their next, to continue on to the promised land. So, yeah, if you want to reach your promised land, got to get some good people to hold you up. All right, y'all. Love you. Bye.